For the latest film interviews, reviews, and everything making news in pop culture, subscribe to Film Companion now.
I'm locked up in a studio. I need to see the world. If I'm in my own world, that I'll be drowning. Well, I'm in LA. I go to the supermarket. I go to every stall. Quietly, I go at 1 a.m. in the night. It's very therapeutic. You smell the vegetables, you smell the spark, the bread, and you go. I spend 1 hour sometimes walking with the trolley.
Hi Rahman sir, hi Ehan, welcome to Film Companion. My show on the channel is called Spill the Tea and it's so great to have you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. First, I want to ask both of you, what is the one emotion or emoji that comes to your mind when you know that a film you worked on for so long finally has a release date?
The emoji, the eyes with the stars.
For me, it's like that, that girl on WhatsApp with the red dress and heels, she's dancing, that one.
Celebrations all around, congratulations. But I really think there's a lesson to be learned here. Rahman, so coming to you, what is the lesson really, and how did you keep yourself motivated through the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs? It's almost a decade-long investment for you.
Yeah, I think he started with this movie and I wrote the first idea in 2010 December.
Wow.
Then I met, I think, Vishwesh around 2014. So the process was not just for this movie. It was for the whole, movie production, that side of what's happening in my life.
Okay.
I built a whole soundstage, Chennai Red Hills. Then I started the Le Masque, all this stuff was all interconnected, not just this movie alone. So learning from this or, investing time on this and passion, everything was not just for this movie, but expanding my mind also. So working on this movie also is helping my music a lot, like not just film music, but other kind of things which I'm trying to do.
Nice. Ehan, I read that you were chosen after nearly 1,000 auditions. Have you ever asked these guys what it was about you that made the cut?
I think as far as I know, I think it was sincerity in my eyes, according to Rahman sir, and according to Vishwesh, it was my voice.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
There's a line from the trailer that says, "Ek gana puri duniya badal sakta hai," which is a terrific line. I want to know from you, is there a song that changed your life?
Not just one song, many songs. But why that line is because we've seen that happen with, many songs in the world. It provokes an emotion. It could be, John Lennon's Imagine, or even in India, Vande Mataram. And so it is possible if the right energies are put in and it has a relationship with your life and your philosophy and stuff like that.
But are you going to pick a song that changed yours?
Oh, sorry. My whole life is a song.
Ehan, I saw this video of Sir teaching you how to play the piano, and I swear just watching it, I was feeling stressed for you. What was it like for you to learn from the maestro himself? Or were you able to do anything just being in his presence?
No, like I told this to sir, in fact, like every time I see him, it's like the first time I met him. I'm always nervous. I'm always tongue-tied and spellbounded by his presence. So yeah, the video you saw, I was like, I was not playing the chords. And I was like, is that Rahman sir here? Like really telling me how to play reggae? I just lost control of my whole senses. But apart from that, it's been a beautiful journey for me to have Rahman sir as a guide.
We all know him through his music, of course, but I want to know a little bit about A.R. Rahman on set. What was a day on set like with him around? Did you come on set a lot?
No, I didn't. Actually, this is a very interesting thing because a lot of people who are very passionate about the story, they just go to the set and almost start dictating things.
Yeah.
But I felt like trust is one thing we need, and the trust is actually also double-sided. Like when we trust, people really do extra work to even cater to you. And sometimes I had to go there to give the confidence to, the whole team, and they felt good about my presence. And then I'll just discount, like.
This is a very clear case of practice what you preach. I don't know if you remember, but in an interview with Film Companion, when you were asked about what is one thing that you'd like to change about the industry, you had then said that you wish that producers would just choose their artists and then learn to trust.
True.
Yeah, I can, it happened with me. I know Sir since like 5 years now, and never in this 5 years, Sir has said like, this is your character, this is how you should portray it. All my conversations with Sir is about how to be an uplifting human, how to be inspiring, how to be hardworking, be a good human. I mean, even when Sir was sending me to LA for like a masterclass in acting, I thought he emailed me like, come over, let's talk. I thought probably he will tell me like, these are the things that you need to polish in your acting, do this, do that. But as he said, like the trust factor, it was so much that the only conversation he had me with was like, be good human, be amazing at your craft, and you should always be a giver. You should always give something to the community. That's what I've learned from him. So I was like, always had this question, like he never talked about Jay, he never talked about the film, and he's so right. Like he had that trust in me, trust in Vishwesh and all the cast and crew. Like he would come to the set, and I thought, okay, now Rahman sir is here. It's like you just get that adrenaline rush, when you see Sir walking on a set, and you feel like, okay, he's gonna come to you, he's gonna say like, oh, I saw it in the monitor, and you were like this, but nothing ever. He just comes like a saint. He blesses the set, and he just walks off. He would travel a distance of 2 hours from all the way to come to the set, and now we'll think, okay. And next moment you look at him, he's gone. So it's a blessing to have him on set.
I'm so glad you said that, Ehan, because that was really my next question. You talked about the giving attitude. And so we know what you've done with the music school that you run and the amazing talent that it's nurtured. I want to talk a little bit about your approach to the role of an artist in terms of just giving back. Is that how you view it really?
I grew up in Chennai. I've seen, shootings, filming happening, and recordings and all this whole industries, and my whole childhood was cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was always a definition. This is what a composer is.
Yeah.
This is what a director is. All the lines are blurring now. Now we're all being the knowledge which we have to learn in universities now on the internet. We can see master classes. We can see this. We can see good, bad, ugly, everything. And so I was like, why do you have to define yourself like this is what you are? And this is what expectations from people are. Why can't we now extend it? Because these are the possibilities that you have. And if you take even my school, now we want to extend it to even more in acting and dance and everything. Hopefully, it's a musical conservatory, but then it should expand because everything is part of it. Everything brings joy. And our art, especially from this country, has to expand in much, much more bigger way. And because we have it all, it just has to be reinvented and put in the way where the world can experience it the way they should, rather than seeing very pockets of, things here and there. Consolidate everything and make it a big statement rather. So this movie is also like, in a way, that experience which changed my outlook towards creating art. And the right people, the right collaborators, the right expression which you want to do, rather than having this copying what people have done. And so it is setting a whole precedent for me, at least, that this is the canvas now. These are the possibilities. Go explore. What can you do? Challenge yourself. Jump into the fire and see what happens. Burn. And that burning is like 4 years already, and we're so excited still. We're excited, like the way I think we shot a first thing in Jaipur, right? Ajmer, Jaipur, and then it still feels so new. Still feels like it's. Some movies take time because of the process of CG, this, that, thing to make it.
And living through a pandemic while you're at it, so
absolutely. You also have this soundtrack. It's not a soundtrack. Oh, let's listen to what are the top 4 of this. Everything's interconnected. The soundtrack is all interconnected. And I kept telling my people, like, this soundtrack has to be there with them for at least a year. And that happened. like a miracle. So we released it, pandemic happened, people lived with the sound. And initially, they were picking up songs, and then they felt like this whole album makes sense because you need to listen to everything because it's all interconnected.
I have to ask you for favorites. You probably won't sing them for me, but do you have favorites from the album?
That's a mean question.
A mean question.
That's the meanest question you
ever
asked.
Parents should pick a favorite child, huh?
Exactly, because everything is done with so much love and care.
But talk to me about the emotions behind some of the tracks that you like.
I mean, it is like jumping into fire. Like there is a statement there saying, "Can you write a song which will change the world? Do you have it?" So he's not asking that character; he's asking me. So how do the writer or me tell the composer to write the song, and how will it make sense? It's very subjective. The greatest song for one person may not be great for the other person. So how do you make that? How do you just pin it down and say, this is it for this movie?
How do you tell us?
Exactly. So, I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. Initially, we thought, okay, we won't even put any sound in this. We were so scared about the situation that it'll be silent. Only the people in the movie would listen to it. It'll all be silent. You'll just see, things changing. So then we said, no. And then this tune, I don't want to tell you which song it is.
Okay.
So it's all in the screenplay. So when you watch it, you'll understand what it is.
Ehan, you're not the parent, so do you have a favorite song?
No, I mean, it's my film and it's Sir's music. I can't pick a favorite. But yes, there are a few songs. I think there's a song, God Barai, this is a lullaby from a mother to a child. And I remember in the COVID times, I was going through hard times. And I love my parents dearly, like everyone else. And I was about to sleep. It was 11 in the night. And I heard the song somehow. It just popped in my phone because I have this album. And somehow this song played. And by the end of the song, I was crying because this song made me realize the importance of mother, like the unconditional love that she has given me all her life. She was sleeping. I went to the next door. I knocked on her door. She was sleeping. Like, what happened? I was like, I just hugged her and I kissed her. And I said, thank you for raising me and thank you for loving me the way you do. And it was all, I realized it. Sometimes you just, something just makes you realize something. And it was that one song that made me realize the importance of mother.
So it's the power of music and the music made by A.R. Rahman, of course.
Yeah. And I'm lucky I have that song.
Yeah, you have your faith.
That's actually my favorite song. The lullaby is my favorite because even though it's used not as a full version, if you look at the lyrics, we go into the depth of the magic of music. When there's a famous stories about David in Bible and the holy books, that when David played or when he sang, the whole animals would come and the birds would come and even the river would stop to listen to that stuff there. And the same with Krishna. So when he used to play the flute, we all know how the flute and the music of Indianness in it everything would stop to listen to that this beautiful melody. And same with the holy books, when whatever comes into your ears, actually there's a blessing which passes through the ears, the verses. And so this is a mother who's singing to the child that I want you to be this, I want you to be all combined together. So you have all those energies of the world and you become that. So it's a very powerful thought for me, I think. And it goes beyond faith. It goes into an aspiration. It goes into the dreams of every. Recently, I saw a dancer called, what's his name? Adnan Khan or someone. And I saw his mother on TV in a dance. I don't know which show it was. I feel like she looked like a simple mother, but then the boy is so incredibly talented. And he's, I think, probably 17, 18. I think it's so incredible to see that mother and her dreams coming true with this young boy who's, I don't know from where, but the way he was dancing was incredible. So similar. So you can see that in the society.
It makes me curious how you manage to stay so up to date with everything from, like you said, Adnan Khan to Yashraj Mukhate and his remixes. How does your spectrum go so wide?
I'm locked up in a studio. I need to see the world. If I'm in my own world, that I'll be drowning. I need to see the world is evolving every day, and new things are being born, and you need to acknowledge it. And these are not just flukes; they are real, and they are reinventing, how music should be consumed or art should be consumed. There are no forts around protecting or preventing them. So that is the beauty of today's world.
So as A.R. Rahman, you can't sit in an ivory tower and be snooty about what is music, right?
No, I love to travel with people. I love to, yesterday I was filming and I was looking at the joy on a boat. So I was looking at this fisherman. We had so much of joy. So I love you, sir. I said, I love you too. And that's what ultimately, it could reach, the music reaches to them. And that is the only thing you expect. Nothing much.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And before I let the both of you go, Rahman sir, in your last conversation with Anupama Chopra, you talked about how you are a supermarket and you cater to all, which I thought was a really terrific line. But I want to know from you, which counter in that supermarket do you enjoy spending most of your time?
No, actually, that supermarket thing came from my agent in LA. Said, hey, how do I categorize you? You're doing Tamil, you're doing Hindi, you're doing English, you're doing songs, you're doing background score. I said, because I think the expectations of people and the way I was born in Chennai, everybody, all the masters used to do the same thing. So there was no people telling you that, like, if you got a commercial director and say, oh, he does very good car commercials, only go for him. This man does very food commercials. But here they expect everything from me, and that's a good thing. So I have fun in creating that stuff. I have fun in challenging myself to how good can that be? How perfect can you create that? And
yeah. Well,
so you asked me which stall I want to go in the supermarket.
Which stall do you enjoy spending most of your own time?
Well, I'm in LA. I go to supermarket. I go to every stall. Quietly, I go at 1 a.m. in the night. It's very therapeutic. You smell the vegetables, you smell the spark, the bread, and you go. I spend 1 hour sometimes walking with the trolley,
which you certainly can't afford to do back home in India. Absolutely. This seems like an exciting new challenge, and we can't wait to watch 99 Songs on the 16th of April. Congratulations. It's a long cherished dream and it's finally coming to life. Thank you so much for chatting with me. It's been an absolute honor, and all the best, Ehan, to your big entry into the world of showbiz.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you like this video, subscribe to Film Companion.